Serie A World.
You alright?
Hi man.
How's it going?
Not bad, not bad.
Good. Enjoyed the weekend?
I did, but still half asleep from the last couple of boring games that were on.
Well, yeah. I mean, Lazio Cagliari wasn't too bad, but yeah, Empoli Como. Talking of that, I'll quickly go through the results. So Bologna beat Lecce by 1-0. Juve won 2-0 against Udinese. Milan beat Monza 1-0. Atalanta beat Napoli 3-0. Fiorentina beat Torino 1-0. Verona beat Roma 3-2. Inter beat Venezia 1-0. Genoa beat Parma 1-0. Empoli beat Como 1-0. And then Lazio ended the evening with 2-1 against Cagliari. And then just off those results, just so we just get them out of the way, the predictions wise, the AI got 40% right results, but it did get 2 scores right. I got 60% of the results right. It seems to be like a standard figure, and you also got the standard, which was 70% plus 1 score.
Oh, nice. Right, that means 3 out of 3, right?
3 out of 3 what?
Wins for me.
Well, if you want to look at it like that, yeah.
I do, yeah.
Okay. That's that. Do you want to talk about any of those games in particular?
I think the Atalanta game, Napoli-Atalanta.
Yeah.
As I was saying to you the other day, I couldn't believe just how, Conte's Napoli were under the thumb there, and 3-0. Mad.
Yeah, but I think it's also showing that Atalanta are settled, and I mean, people may have not even realised at the beginning of the season when they were a bit seesawing, because they did have a lot of mix of new players plus loads of so many injuries, and they still got injuries. You've got to remember they've still got like Scalvini and Scamacca to come back as well and stuff like that, so they're not even at full strength, and they're looking very good at the moment.
They are. I think for sure now, anyone coming up to face them will be shaking in their boots. It will be harder now that they're settled. And we saw, Retegui was on fire, but they didn't even need him to do that in that game, and that's crazy.
So yeah, they're a team that have got together. I mean, it's not surprising, but I mean, at the moment, I say I'm not going to get too far ahead of ourselves in the sense of looking at Atalanta winning the league or anything like that. But this is probably as good as it's looking for a while now, isn't it? So they've got a chance. I mean, Fiorentina are doing well as well. This is Serie A, isn't it? This is it. You can't predict and just say one team is it and that's it. So I mean, any particular things on there, or do you want me to mention about the European fixtures? Or
only thing is now Napoli, what are they going to do? Because they were looking for a while like they couldn't be touched, and this is a big one for them. I mean, how do they come back from it?
Well, I mean, I was going to say the other thing they've got is that they haven't got Europe or anything like that, so they are going to have a rest while the other teams are playing. So they still do have that advantage in that sense.
Yeah, and as we've seen, Conte, when he did well with Juve and Inter, I think we were saying that he had a Champions League free schedule, didn't he?
I think most of the times that he does take on a team, it's usually a big team with big budget that's not done well the season before, basically.
Oh, okay,
so that's how I look
worth
at it.
Looking into. So this is the pattern we need to look at. So that was pretty much it from my side on the weekend.
Yeah, okay. I'll just mention the European games that we've got this in the week. I'll go backwards as always because everyone wants to know Champions League all the time. So Conference League, Fiorentina are playing Apoel on Thursday at 8 p.m. In the Europa League, Union Gilos against Roma at 5:45 on Thursday, and then Lazio got Porto at 8 p.m. On the same day. And then for Champions League, tonight we've got all the Italian teams are playing at the same time, unfortunately, at 8 o'clock. Milan are away at Real, Juve away at Lille, and then Bologna are hosting Monaco. And then tomorrow we've got Inter hosting Arsenal at 8 o'clock, and Atalanta at Stuttgart at 8 o'clock. So it's a pity they're all playing at the same time, but we'll hopefully have a much better time than last time. But I'm not going to hold my breath for that. I mean, is there any games that's standing out for you?
Yeah, I mean, for sure the Atalanta game, the Inter game, and the Milan game. Obviously, these are three massive games. I think the Milan one is a huge one, isn't it? Because of the combined history of the two teams, they basically own the Champions League with the amount of trophies they've both got.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be great. Of course, Milan are not the Milan of the 90s. And if you're thinking about back then, I think they were only one behind Real in that period.
At one point.
It's just funny to see how big the gap is now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Milan have some catching up to do. I'm very interested to see, because obviously Fonseca, when it looked like prior to a game, the Inter game, for example, the derby, when it looked like all odds against him and his team, he seemed to turn it around with some crazy approach. So let's see if he can do that tonight as well.
Yeah. I just don't know what to expect from the game, to be honest. I'm hoping they don't go out and embarrass themselves, at least. But yeah, I'm just wondering what we're gonna be talking about on Friday. Hopefully, it would be a surprise, good news or whatever. But yeah, as you say, Milan are not the old Milan, and they're too inconsistent, which is a worry whether they're going to go into this and get embarrassed or not. I'm hoping not, obviously.
Real obviously they're just way more consistent in this competition as well. I think I read somewhere they've played the most seasons in a row in the tournaments, 28 in a row.
I mean, they're basically guaranteed, aren't they, every year?
Yeah, I don't think there's an Italian team that's even in that list, which is a bit worrying. So the list was about, I think it was about 10 or over 10 teams long.
Yeah.
And it was measuring seasons in a row, and you've got teams like Lyon, Eindhoven, Atletico that are above.
Yeah, but if you look at it another way, that's because those teams in those leagues are guaranteed near enough every season they're going to be in it. That's it. It's that if you flip it the other way, it shows in Serie A that you're not guaranteed the top spots to be in Champions League every season. That's how I look at it. Like, do you know what I mean? I know you could say it's not consistent enough from the teams, but it's a more difficult league to get Champions League from.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So, yeah. I know you've got to get in soon, so I don't know if there's anything else you want to say or if you want to wrap it up.
No, I mean, obviously I'm interested in Inter Arsenal also. Inter don't do too well when they're playing against English teams. I think the last time when they won the treble, they did knock out Chelsea, I believe. So yeah, that's but prior to that, I remember watching Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U a couple of times, and it wasn't pretty. I think they came away one time with Arsenal, but yeah, it wasn't good. It didn't used to be anyway. This is a new Inter, so very interested. I mean, Arsenal, as you know, I'm not a massive fan of the Premier League. Don't know too much about it, but I'm reading and seeing a lot and hearing a lot about this Arsenal team. I heard this last year and this year that they're a side you don't want to mess with. Strong team, good manager. This is what I'm hearing. What do you know about this?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, they've also, how they put it, bottled it quite a few times, and especially when they had the title wrapped up here, and they still couldn't do it near enough. I mean, they're a good team, but again, Inter are at home, and they are a strong team as well. So, as I said to you before, I think as long as Inter focus on their strengths rather than listen to the outside world of how good Arsenal are, do you know what I mean? Because in the end of the day, at the time and the place, you see what's going to happen. You can't. If Inter take everything literally what everyone's saying, then they're just going to end up sitting back and doing nothing, which is not a good tactic. So they need to play their own game and go for it, attack them, and I think they're strong enough to do it.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, it's just the case of if they play like they played against Venezia, and Arsenal are as half as good a team as we're hearing, or I'm hearing, then they'll lose.
Well, I mean, against Venezia, I would say that if it wasn't for Stankovic, who is Inter's goalie anyway, playing such a good game, like, they would have won 6-7-0, do you know what I mean? So, they should have finished their chances, but, let's say, on another day, and hopefully tonight, those chances are going to go in.
Yeah, I mean, they're home, so they'll be playing in front of the crowds, the San Siro will be packed, so that one will be interesting. And also Atalanta, can they do what Juve couldn't against Stuttgart? Let's see.
Well, I hope so. Again, I really hope so.
Oh, one more thing to mention. So I was watching I stayed strong and followed through watching the whole of that Empoli game. And I think he switched over, but you saw Balotelli's debut. So what was that?
I saw him
like?
come on, yeah. Well, I mean, he did a little bit of stuff. He didn't do too much. It was only the last 10 minutes or so, I think it was. So, or 5 minutes maybe. So he didn't do too much in terms of chances. But I mean, he got the ball. I mean, what's going to be probably a typical thing is that, as before, he does a foul, he gets a yellow card. So I think that's going to be coming near enough every game if anyone's interested in that side of things.
You saw? Did he foul? Did you see
he did a foul on the edge of the box, which could have been, if they scored, obviously, then Genoa would have drawn that game. But they didn't score from the free kick, Palmer, so they got away with it. But he did get a yellow card as well. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting to everyone wants to see what he's up to. He's that kind of character. So we'll be watching next week when he plays again. From my side, I'm pretty sure that's all. So unless you have anything, we can.
No, that's it. I'll wrap it up and we'll catch up on the Friday.
Nice one.
Alright, see you later.
Cheers.
Bye.